Hello, today I would like to very quickly show you this quite old dot matrix printer, and I would like to show you how to operate this unit in a very basic step, and we are going to print out something. This is interesting unit because it have over here a selection from using a continuous supply paper or just a sheet of a paper, and this is the adapter. Here you put a continuous paper with an extremely big box that goes under your desk. You feed it through these places to these holes, and you can print like a live from a log file or something like this, and it's going to be constantly print out, and you can tear on that thing, and you do not see any differences in a page. You do not have like a A4 paper, very good for logs or other stuff like this when you do not have pages. But here we are going to use a page adapter. What's else? This is a knob that you use for feeding a paper, and that was the major back then. That was a major thing that was breaking all of the printers, is where people were forcing this. So you should use electronic controls, or at least turn it off, because they are stepper motors that they are driving this. So never, do not force this. Here is a head gap. If you take a look here, we are make it the whole assembly closer or more far away. You use this to accommodate to the page thickness, because if you've got a multiple copy paper that can create like 4 copies, 3 copies, then it will be a different thickness than a single sheet of paper. So you are using to and adjust that manually. In general, you just do this for your eye to make it nice. If you are too close, then it will going to smear the print, and if it's going to be too far, then it's going to be a very fade away. You're not going to see. Or if you've got the multiple copy paper, the last copy is not going to be visible, then you are going to make it closer. And this is the last thing. This is our print ink ribbon cassette, and as you can see, it's very similar to the one you can find on a typewriting machine. And the interesting thing, back then they were quite expensive, and the offices were using that a lot, and they were device that you put that in cassette. There was a motor that was spinning this, and you can put a special ink on this and make yourself a remanufacture cassette. That, of course, nowadays that sounds funny. I absolutely hate putting this because I've got always a problem, and I found that the best is to try to rotate it, because it can go, and it can sometimes go cross-side and not going to be working. I hope it's okay, but it might not work, so don't worry. That's just happening back then and nowadays. And this is, I'm not sure if I told that, this is a very interesting unit in form of using with computer, because you can feed this unit by characters via the LPT or the parallel port. You just send characters, and this printer is going to interpret that character it's got, as you can see, different font. So nowadays, when you've got a modern word processor, you select font and everything on the display, and then the data is going to be converted to I believe PostScript and sent to the printer telling how to print it. But back then you can just send a character A, and it's going to grab the font that you've got selected, and it's going to print that character. So extremely simple and extremely very good compatibility. You can print out from MS-DOS, you can cut from Linux just a log file, and it's going to be printed perfectly, and of course from Windows. But you can put a mode as a graphics, and then the computer is going to make all the fonts and everything. The printer is going to just print what computer want, how it's going to look. So let's try to power it on. Let's feed the paper, and here we've got the load page. We can make it closer. And this is the printout. So as you can see very nicely, I think I move it to close. That's what I'm talking about. You can see why it's called a dot matrix, because each of the character is actually made of very tiny dots. And I'm going to bring the camera closer so you can see how it's printing and how nice sound does it make. Okay, so we are printing again. So here you've got dot matrix printer. I hope you find that interesting. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time, and bye bye.